Okay, let's get started with our awarding program. Thank you for all of you who are staying to honor these veterans today. My name is Francie Good, for those who don't know me, and I represent the Honeybee Ministry here at Faith Community Church. Since 2015, we've been sewing healing and comforting quilts of valor for members who regularly attend our church here. And today we're going to present 3 of the quilts. We have a 4th one made for Bob Adney, who couldn't be here today, but he'll be receiving his in the near future. And these quilts were made as a group effort by Lois Tracy, Carol Janicki, and myself. And the one that Bob Adney will be receiving was also quilted by Shar Burke from our church. The ones that are being given today were quilted by volunteers for the Quilts of Valor Foundation. Carol Janicki also made the presentation cases, which are beneath the quilts, and the veterans can take the quilts home in those cases today. We want to say that all glory for making these quilts goes to the Lord for helping us to complete each one of them. And I know that none of these men that are receiving the quilts would we seek the glory for themselves, but we feel that they're very deserving of our appreciation. And with this award, we recognize and honor them for taking the oath that they would lay down their lives for our country and for our freedoms. And we want to say thank you and well done. I've asked the veterans to stay seated while I read off your ministry experience, or service experience. It's a ministry. And while I'm reading that off, those who are going to open the quilt and wrap the veterans will come forward and open the quilts at this time. So our first quilt will be awarded to Neil Foster. And Beth and Katie are going to be opening the quilt. Neil Foster served in the Army, attaining the rank of SP4. He served 3 years from 1972 to 1975. His basic training was at Fort Ord, California. The locations he served at included Fort Eustis, Virginia, with advanced training as Marine engineer, and at Izmar, Turkey, which was his permanent duty assignment. At Fort Eustis, Neil served as Marine engineer on a 115-foot landing craft with the 5th Heavy Boat Company. At Izmar, Turkey, he was assigned to Q-643, which was attached to Army Aviation Group NATO Land Southeast. He operated a NATO commander's yacht, which provided security and recreational functions for the NATO commander as required, as well as air and sea rescue support. And Neil, would you please come forward and receive your Quilt of Valor? Neil, it's with deep appreciation for your service that we present to you this Quilt of Valor on behalf of Faith Community Church and the Honeybee Ministry, and we honor you for your determination to serve our country in the military and for the difference you've made in our lives. Thank you.
I'd just like to thank the Honeybees so much for this. It's such an honor that you guys do this for us. I can hardly describe it. When I mustered out in '75, that was the Vietnam War was just winding down. And as I prepared to come back from overseas, they advised us not to wear our uniforms home because we were not being welcomed home at that time. So it means a lot to me to have you guys do this for me right now. Thank you very much.
Our next quilt award goes to Bill Whitson, and Carol and Lois are going to be opening and holding up our quilt. William Bill Whitson served in the United States Navy, attaining the rank of E4 and BT4. He served from April 1967 to January 1971 with basic training at San Diego. Locations he was stationed at were Great Lakes, North Chicago for basic propulsion, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii aboard the USS Radford DD-446, and Long Beach, California aboard USS McKean DD-784 during 4 tours of Vietnam. As boilerman BT-4, Bill tendered the boiler while underway, and as Oil King, he was responsible for underway oil replenishment as communicator of oil tank status. For deployments, he was in Vietnam. His first year, he was on the gun line, and the last 3 years as escort to aircraft carriers deploying fighter jets. His commendations are for National Defense, Expeditionary Medal, Republic of Vietnam Service, and Vietnam Campaign. Bill, we invite you to come forward to receive your quilt. Go ahead and wrap him. Wrap my brother. Bill, it's with deep appreciation for your service that we present you with this Quilt of Valor on behalf of Faith Community Church and the Honeybee Ministry. We honor you for your determination to serve our country in the military and for the difference you've made by your service. Thank you and welcome home.
I want to thank you and Francine and everybody that was involved in this. At the time I was asked if I wanted to receive this, I never received anything like this in my life. And those that served in Vietnam probably realized that we weren't very welcome when we came home. So, as my brother said, that I didn't wear my uniform. And it's really sad that we had to go through times like this. But there were people protesting the Vietnam War, just like there always seems to be a group of people that are protesting something. But I was called to serve, and I didn't run away to Canada, but I served, and I'm proud of that. And I know that God had his hand on my life at that time, although I didn't give my life to Christ until the 80s, but I am very thankful. And I want to thank you and your group. This is a great honor, and I am so thankful for this. Well, I got a lot more stories I could share, but maybe I can do those individually. I love you all, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bill. You can keep your quilt on. Keep your quilts on for pictures later. Thank you. Thank you very much, Bill. I think that all of our veterans here could attest to the grace of God, bringing them through the time that they were in the military, no matter where they were serving. Our last quilt award today is for Mike Tracy, and Lois and family members are going to be coming up to open the quilt up, so you can come on ahead. John Michael Tracy, a.k.a. Mike, served in the United States Air Force and achieved the rank E7 Master Sergeant. Mike served 24 years in the Air Force, from December 1967 to December 1991. After basic training at Lackland Air Force Base in Texas, he was stationed in Michigan, Illinois, Arkansas, Minnesota, Colorado, California, Florida, Vietnam, Greece, Cyprus, and Turkey. His primary duty was as supply technician. Mike was deployed to Vietnam from 1970 to 71, to Greece from 1976 to 78, Cyprus 1984 to 85, and Turkey 1986 to 87. His commendations are 3 Air Force commendations, 2 Meritorious Service Awards, Vietnam Service Ribbon, and Vietnam Campaign Ribbon. Please come forward, Mike, and receive your quilt. Mike, it's with deep appreciation for your service that we present you this Quilt of Valor on behalf of Faith Community Church and the Honeybee Ministry. And we honor you for your determination to serve our country in the military and for the difference you've made by your service. We're very happy to present you with this quilt and say welcome home to you also. Thank you. And if you have any comments, we welcome you. Thank you.
I just want to thank the ladies that made this possible. Appreciate it. I remember when I was first asked, I think it was Bob that asked me the second Sunday I was here if I would appreciate a quilt, and I had to tell him yes, and this is what I got out of it. And I just want to thank my family members that came in from out of town for the day. I appreciate it. My granddaughter, daughter, son. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you for those who did come in and share in this special time with us. That concludes our ceremony for today. We thank you all for coming and for your support of our ministry here at the church.